Welcome viewers to another edition of Regional Review. My name is Jareen Hoff and I'll be taking you on a quick trip down what the news is in the Kommas region for the last couple of weeks. But first, today is Water a Flower Day.
The Evening Review is a daily interview-based talk show that dissects and expounds on current affairs as they occur in Namibia. The show aims at reaching Namibians of all age groups who seek better understanding of the state of current affairs in the country. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Namibian Sun and Namibia Media Holdings. The Evening Review focuses on interviews, latest news and up-to-the-minute current events. Contact Evening at synergy.com.na. Evening Review, unpacking today's pertinent issues.
In a significant milestone for Namibia's clean energy future, government on Friday signed a feasibility and implementation agreement with Hyphen Hydrogen Energy. This agreement is a critical step towards the realization of the Green Hydrogen Project, a development which aims to provide green hydrogen for international, regional and national consumption at a cost of approximately $10 billion. When completed, which is expected before the end of this decade, the project will produce an average of 2 million tons of green ammonia per year. Jemima Beerkus was at the signing agreement.
The bold climate neutrality commitments outlined in the Paris Agreement and our ambitious aspirations to leverage our world-class resources create an opportunity to develop a sustainable green economy underpinned by thousands of quality green jobs. With those long remarks, I challenge all of you here, stakeholders and all in the room today, to be bold as follows. Namibia and us in the room must take our rightful place and lead the race as the clean energy hub of Africa. Be bold and build Africa's first gigawatt-scale green hydrogen and ammonia project. Lead the way and become a net exporter of clean energy to our neighbors and, of course, indeed the world. Showcase unashamedly how the port of Lüderitz can annually export 2 million tons of ammonia to the port of Rotterdam and beyond before the end of this decade. Finally, let us lead the way and acquire the skills needed to build a super clean energy hub.
The Hospitality Association of Namibia, or HAN, has crafted a tourism training roadmap to help the industry in effective skills development efforts. This follows the recently held HAN Congress, which focused on skills development and investment in Namibia's capital to ensure tourism growth and prosperity. According to HAN Chief Executive Gita Petzold, there is a global consensus that the biggest challenge facing the international travel industry currently is an acute lack of skills. Across the globe, national tourism institutions, authorities, and other relevant stakeholders are hosting summits, workshops, and discussions to find ways out of the skills deficiency spiral. And here in Namibia, HON deemed it suitable to dedicate its annual event to focus on investing in people and skills in tourism, she said. She added that while Namibia boasts a multitude of trainers and training programs at all levels for travel and hospitality, the industry is suffering from a skills shortage highlighted by a lack of awareness and collaboration. According to her, about 120 stakeholders attended the Congress and discussed solutions to the challenge. Identified obstacles include misconceptions on the status of work in the travel sector, bureaucracy, red tape, a lack of coordination between trainers, authorities, and the industry. It was also noted that the process and timing of curriculum development prohibited flexibility to meet the ever-changing business environment of tourism, and that there is a lack of support for and recognition of the value of work-integrated learning. Windhoek Mayor Joseph Upangene, on behalf of the Council and the Mayoral Trust, handed over 500 winter school jerseys valued at $50,000 to disadvantaged learners from 7 primary schools in the capital. Precious Gitanapu was there.
Today is a remarkable day as we gather here to celebrate an act of generosity and compassion that has a lasting impact on the lives of many. Although the core mandate of the city of Windhoek is to render municipal services, the hard reality is that we are faced with numerous daily social welfare challenges by these less fortunate within our communities. Education is a fundamental right which empowers individuals and paves the way for a brighter future. However, it is disheartening to witness the challenges faced by many of our primary schools learners, especially during the cold winter months. Some children lack the basic necessities to stay warm, which not only affect their comfort, but also hamper their ability to focus on excel in their studies. Recognizing this need, the Windhoek Residents Mayoral Trust engaged the leaderships of various schools around the city on how we can reach out to the needy learners during the winter season. It is therefore my honor and privilege, on behalf of the Council and the Trust, to stand before you here today and hand over a donation of 500 winter schools jerseys valued at 50,000 to the valuable learners from the following primary schools. Tobias Hainyako Primary School, Oshomuse Primary School, that name, Baghdad Primary School. What is the name? Yeah, that name. Namibia Primary School, Commercial Primary School, Dortabes Primary School, Havana Primary School. We believe that these gases will serve as a shield against the biting cold weather, offer comfort and protection, and enable all our learners to concentrate on their schoolwork without the burden of harsh weather conditions.
Pastor Clive Willemse recently launched the Save the City, Give Hope Food Bank project at the Deeper Fellowship Church in Windhoek. Church members seek food donations and collect various items to give to those in need in the capital. Ogeto Gray covered the launch.
Operating our new worship auditorium as a church. So we start this morning with having a fitness session, but in particular we start the celebration with the launch of the Give Hope Food Bank. And the reason why I mentioned it this morning is important that we started church as Deeper Fellowship in 2020, in March 2020, this is when the church started. It's the weekend of the very first lockdown. This is when Deeper Fellowship Church Namibia started. Now can you imagine, your worship, ladies and gentlemen, that everything locks down. Churches, schools, institutions, shops are closing, and that particular morning the Lord said, you have to start now, starting a church. And so we immediately recognize that God wants to give birth to something new in the city of Venda.
The Chinese acupuncture department is a hidden gem and sanctuary of free healing for local patients at the Katatura Intermediate Hospital. Dr. Lee, leader of the medical team currently operating at the facility, says the department has been treating pain and bodily discomfort caused by an array of ailments using traditional Chinese acupuncture for more than 27 years. This report is by Jemima Ndebele.
The Chinese acupuncture department is a hidden gem in the Katatura Intermediate State Hospital, where patients go to receive free healthcare treatment for pain and discomfort using Chinese acupuncture.
Chinese acupuncture department working in Katatura Hospital since 1996. This already 27 years. There are many people go to our department every day. Each morning we treat about 40 to 50 patients. 40 to 50 patients. I think acupuncture has roots and blossomed in Namibia. Acupuncture can treat many diseases such as pain, for example, chronic pain or acute pain.
Acupuncture involves the insertion of very thin needles through one's skin at strategic points of the body. The practice is known to prompt healing in traditional Chinese medicine and has made its way all across the world. The practice has even been recommended by the World Health Organization, as well as healthcare expert and former Health Minister Richard Kamui.
As one of the longest serving ministers of health, I had been privileged to attend World Health Assembly. And I want to say, in many of those years, I spent 15 years here at the headquarters, 5 years, of course, as deputy minister, and 10 years attending World Health Assembly. Chinese traditional medicine is one of those that is recommended by WHO as a acupuncture as one of those treatment, and WHO recommends traditional medicine in as long as that traditional medicine goes through, they work side by side with modern treatment of ministries of health.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and oneup2.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Allgemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and oneup2.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Allgemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
A small gesture and a big heart is sometimes all that is needed to make a real difference in someone's life. And if you can possibly save a child's life, who's going to back down? This is exactly what Christopher Du Plessis is doing right now. He is raising funds for the Ladybug Trust, which helps children with special needs. The charity approached him to become part of their swimming challenge, and he and 3 friends accepted the offer. Yolanda Nile recently spoke to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined with Christopher Du Plessis in studio, and you have been dubbed the Muffin Man.
Yolanda, thank you for having the Muffin Man. Christopher's just a sidekick.
Quickly tell us, what are you doing? Why are you the Muffin Man?
Okay, so let's make a long story short. I've been contacted with a few friends that wants to swim the English Channel. And there must be a cause for it as well, you know. So the big thing is a cause. And I asked them, guys, what is it about? And they've registered a trust called the Ladybug Trust. Okay. And the Ladybug Trust is, in short, it's a charity that generates money for families that's children is in ICU in NICU. Oh. And NICU stands for Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. Okay. And I can only tell you that it's sad. It's, you know, it hurts actually someone's heart, and I don't want to go into it so much, and it touched my heart to say, guys, what are we going to do? And they said, let's take up a challenge. We all swimmers, and they said, let's swim something extreme. You know, something more extreme than the English Channel you don't get. I think maybe if you swim in the Arctic, yes, maybe that. But I'll leave it to those penguin guys. But yes, so that's why we're doing it. There's a trust, we're swimming for a trust, and we're swimming very soon. So that's also another one. So I know that you want to ask me about that as well. And I'm going to, let's go through it. So in 2 months' time, to be exact, in 2 months' time, we are swimming the English Channel. It's 3:40 in the mornings, our slot on the 23rd of July. Wow. But we're there already from about the 18th. So it's all depending whether there's lots of people from all over the world coming there to Dover in England to swim the channel. And our slot is 3:40 in the morning. It could change. So weather can say, listen, you swim a day earlier, a day later, 2 days earlier, depending on the weather. So it's quite extreme. It's a very busy channel with all the ferries and the boats going to and fro. So it's a very coordinated event. Still we're doing it.
How do you prepare yourself to make sure that you and the team that you're ready to take on that challenge?
Good question. So, you know, we only have what we have in Munich. So luckily it's winter. So the very, very important is we need to get swim fit. And then the climate or the temperature. So the water is fairly colder. Even that summer, it's still between 15 to 17. And 17 is great. Then it's it's great. It's warm relatively, but it's not really warm. So we now got permission and paid for that we swim in the municipality swimming pool early in the mornings. And it's freezing cold. I can tell you that it's freezing cold.
That does not sound enjoyable to me at all.
Not at all. The other option we have is going to the coast. The coast, obviously, it's 800 kilometers. It's costly just for one swim, so that you must really coordinate. And then we've got the dams close to us, fairly close, like the Rehoboth Dam and Okahanya Dam that we can also swim in. But that, again, it's coordination, get away from work. So we do with what we have. I go and swim in the gym in Virgin Active, and we use the outside pool. That's why we try.
So you have 2 months left, but for how long have you been preparing?
Okay, so preparing, so I've been swimming quite some time, and all the other guys, so we've got a fair amount of swimming fitness, swimming muscle memory. I've started last year November preparing. Okay, so I've started last year November preparing, and we've swam a few competitions, but mostly for preparation. I spent about 2 weeks ago, I spent about 10 days in Swakopmund, also preparing. So I worked there, and then I took time to also go swim in the mornings. And there you had a challenge of the seals. There's so many seals in that water, and that really scares you. And you have to coordinate with someone to have a canoe with you. Most of the times no one can, because they have to work. You have to go swim early in the mornings. So you can hear there was quite a bit of obstacles.
How many people are in your team?
Okay, so we 4 in the team, and I'm going to mention them by name. So John Valentine, Roel Spannenberg, Christopher du Plessis, myself, and Wayne Andrea. So for a moment, Wayne's out of my head. And we're all relative swimmers. So I don't want to say we're not Olympic swimmers. We can all swim. We've got all a background of swimming. So, but still, you can hear in my voice, I'm still scared. I think something like that scares you. And you should be scared. You know, not worried, but scared.
Why is it important to take up a challenge like this?
I believe that first of all, people don't just grab challenges and do it. That's the first thing I say. So I believe you must do it for something or some goal or something must drive you. It's easy to swim today and quit tomorrow, or say I'm not less, or cycle. I go cycle on the weekend and I do it for my fitness. But that's why I say when we all ordinary people. I say the difference is we want to do ordinary things, and it's within yourself. Yeah. It's within yourself to say what's happening, what's going on, and I'm going to elaborate just a little bit. We quite a few years ago we started a cycling club. It was a charity club again, very similar to Ladybug, and we cycled literally for cancer. Ralph will confirm that for cancer. And we started, it was called a 24-hour cycle event.
I remember that.
You remember that? And we generated so many funds, and it was awesome. It had a season, and it passed, but it was awesome. So constantly I'm asking myself, Chrissy, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? So the Muffin Man came up. Yeah. I said to myself, I don't have the funds to go do this. I need to help the charity. And so I'm selling muffins. And that's why you can see the muffins on the table.
Yeah, here. I'm actually looking forward to eating these muffins later on.
You constantly want to put your hand on them. But yes, I've started the muffin drive for myself to generate funds for myself and to go and do it. You know, it's very costly. I don't even want to, if you want to know the figures, I can give you some figures, but it's very costly. It will surprise you the cost involved. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm driving the muffins, and I must say the corporates has really climbed on board. People's ordered dozens and dozens, hundreds. I think I'm over 1,000 muffins already. Over 1,000 muffins are sold in this month alone. I bake it myself, so that's a big question. Many people think it's impossible. Yes, I can do it. And I spend time after work baking the muffins, and I deliver them. Yeah.
Where can people order the muffins, and how does it work? Do you take orders every day or only sometimes during the week?
So 100%, I put out my cell phone number out there. I know it's risky, but yes, I do it because the charity, it's a drive. And I take orders for Mondays and Fridays to obviously do the weekend or day before, and I do bake it the evening before because it needs to settle, and I made sure of all my ins and outs that I don't give you old muffins. And yes, I deliver on Mondays and Fridays. I wanted to mention something else, but yes, I wanted to mention that there's a boat guiding us as well. I know there's lots. I just wanted to share that a little bit. So it's not a dinky toy boat. It's quite a big boat, like a small fishing boat. And they communicate then with all the other boats in the channel, if we can, but it's a sea, 38 kilometers, so it's quite a distance, and that's what I want to mention. So us four, we will swim in a relay. So you don't swim in a distance relay, you swim in a time relay. So you swim per hour, and then the aim is to swim it in 18 hours. So that's our aim. Sure. And you swim in a typical S format, so it's a first against the current, with the current, and again against the current the last little bit. And that's the idea.
I am just going to say good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking up the fight. Thank you for making sure that you want to be part of the change.
Yes, thank you.
I will find something else to do and not swim.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back shortly.
That's it for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, my colleague in the north, Enzo Amwele, will be bringing you news from there. In the meantime, take care.